Alright, we need to have a talk about the quarter-century secret rare situation that's starting to develop here. Alright, don't be like the 30% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. We got the info sheet for Duelist Nexus here, but I want to have a discussion about this because I don't think a lot of people have really realized what we're starting to see here for this. So, Duelist Nexus actually is going to come out 7/28. I actually think this might be the earliest summer set that we've seen. They're usually like early August, aren't they? But alright. So, things we do know here. Take your synchro summoning strategies to a whole new universe of speed, with new cards inspired from 5Ds, including the Mighty Crimson Dragon, finally. And then you'll also be able to use your Assault Synchro from Battles of a Legend, Monstrous Revenge, so you can get a rolling start on the high-speed strategy. Hot Summer Nights return, 3 years after they first appeared in Rise of the Duelist. The epic saga of the fiery Infernoble Knights continues in Duelist Nexus. Dust off your Infernoble Emperor Charles and your equip cards as you see them to summon a brand new 3000 attack Link 1 monster that can reduce your opponent's spell and traps to cinders. This card's, by the way, busted. It's not just medieval history that's coming to life in Duelist Nexus. Natural history hits back with new dinosaur cards, including a new type of Granosaurus, plus Evilsaurs, and a new rank 6 Evilsaur. I can't believe that's an actual selling point here. You also find new cards and decks introduced from Cyberstorm Access, like Nimerilia. We actually have confirmation on that, as well as several update surprises. And as well, Duelist Nexus will include brand new world premiere theme and introduces quarter-century secret rares to core boosters for the first time. 25 will be available as quarter-century secret rares to represent 25 years of Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, we need to have a talk about this. I also want to toggle on over here to Battles of Legend here, because I also want to point out something down here as well for this. Alright, so more than 20 cards in this set will also be available in quarter-century secret rare. Alright, so if you're looking at both of these sets, both 100-card sets, both of these sets are going to have over 20 copies of quarter-century secret rares available to them. So not only is this going to affect core sets, this also affects side sets. And the side set's actually going to be the first one that's going to bring this to light here as we actually see, you know, value being made for this. We do not know what your pull ratios are on this. All right, that's the first big thing that I want to say here when you're looking at this. If we do not know what those pull rates are going to be, and these are 1 per case, you are literally looking at the literal lottery here. I don't think that that's going to be the case, though. I don't think that these are going to be as common as old Ultimate Rares were, where they were 1 per box. I do, however, think that we will see these be as common as collector's rares. Is it wrong to say that I imagine that we're going to see these either, let's see, buy a case 12 boxes, for example, here. You open those up, you're either going to see 6 or 4 per case. Now, there's always the chance you could, if they're going to do 1 per every 3 boxes, that'll be 4. If you do them 1 per every 2, then you're looking at, what, 6 a case, possibly here. But the problem that I'm envisioning here is there's still 25 of these per set. If you need a play set of multiples of these, the amount of money that you are going to have to spend to get these, depending on the frequency of release. The worst case scenario, the absolute worst case, I feel like, would be the 1 per case. I don't think that's going to be the case. No. I think that Konami wants these to be more available than the former value that was the the prismatic secret, or the prismatic Starlights. I think whatever capacity this is going to be, I think you're going to see them. Honestly, I think 1 per box feels like too much. Though, I would say this. If we do see 1 of these 25 cards per box, your worthwhile value in terms of sealed product goes up a lot. Yes, you are losing the chance. Well, I mean, they did say that are we still going to get, are they still going to keep the 5 cards in the set? If they still keep, this is something to really consider here for the core sets. If they yoink out the 5 cards, that would be, the Starlight rares, and they just end Starlights, and then they print in the 25 quarter century secret rares here. If they kept in those 5 with the quarter century, that would be the best move that Konami's ever had. You would have multiple levels of rarity here in the TCG, and you could actually crap your pants, win the lottery hard on a box. That would be insane. That would be the absolute best, greediest move that the player base would love to see. But because of this, I think they do the cutback here, and you see the reduction here, and you just see the quarter century stuff replacing those. Which means if there's 25 of these and they're in a very common frequency, good news is your value for these should be a little bit cheaper than Prismatic Secret Rares. You're probably still going to see, man, I really do think that some of these could have a ceiling of $100. And I don't want to discourage people here when I say that, because people are looking at this like, we can get quarter century secret versions of these. There's a high chance that some of these are going to be $40, $50, $80. It depends what we see here. Now, Ash coming in as one of the cards in this set, that's something that you really got to consider. Probably the new Infernoble Knight Link 1 is probably one of the candidates. Of course, the big dragon for Duelist Nexus is definitely on the block. The Battles of Revenge we've already talked about, that we have the value coming for, the big headliners in this set. You already know that you're going to be seeing Dante, Ride of Armisier, Zeus. You're going to be seeing these cards and upgrades. I'm also kind of getting sick of seeing these cards that get the same rarities. Like, what's the point of having Zeus available in an Altia Starlight, an Ultra, quarter century? It needs a reprint, but it doesn't need it in another higher rarity. It needs it in another accessible spot. But Cries in Blackluster Soldier, Link 3. We've seen how that went for quite some time. So my question and proposal to you here is, at what level in frequency do you foresee these cards coming into the sets? Are these going to... actually, I didn't even think about that. Are these going to take up secret slots? Because, if I'm only going to get one regular secret, and then, my other secret gets eaten up by my quarter century secret rare, that's not going to feel too good. I already know a few people that are going to want, play sets of secret rares in the set, and then you just got taken to Pound Town because you opened up, an off card. I feel like that hurts. And the biggest question is it going to take up a superset? Is this going to be a guaranteed insert per box? If they're 1 per 2 boxes, then once again, you're going to see that $50, $60 value on some of them. You'll see some of them go down the crapper, as per usual, because there will always be good and bad ones. But overall, for what we're looking at here in terms of the set, you have a lot to consider. And I hate to say this, because when you're looking at product right now, deciding if you want to pick up product very early on, because we always do talk about you do get the best value pre-ordering out months in advance. The biggest advantage is, hey, I can go ahead and pay for this now, get the box for way cheaper, get a case for near, distro cost from a lot of these vendors out here, maybe $10, $20 more in some cases. But a lot of people really will give some consideration to the cheaper product just for the fact that, they can get it much early. But if you're looking at these and you're like, I want some quarter century secret rares, not having that key information, not knowing how things are going to go, that's going to be a very, very, very hard consideration, especially for a side set and a core set, both having 20 plus available to them. But good news, that's 50 potential higher rarity cards, 25 per set here, that you could actually enjoy. Probably 25 reprints in the Battles of Legend, and then 25 reprints coming out of the next Duelist Nexus core set. So think about that. The more higher rarity things that players get, typically the happier that they are at the end of the day. So I'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? What frequency do you think is be available? What are you expecting for Nexus for these? But please, if you comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.